This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network. My name is Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Reds fan. I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And I want to thank you all for, one, being patient as I try to get back from the ballpark today. Two, hanging out with me as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds with a huge win today to end the first half on a high note over the Colorado Rockies, 4-2 at Great American Ballpark. If you are just checking me out for the first time, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you're an everydayer, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you are one of those first timers, please be sure to hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after each and every game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. I see in the chat today, we're excited about the MLB draft just starting here in just about half an hour from time of recording. Hey, Diane, how are you? So I'm excited to see that and see how you got things shake out there as well. I know Jeff is planning on doing some really fun content with that for sure. Mark, you are an everydayer, and I definitely appreciate you. On today's show, as you guys can tell, I was at the game today. I don't have a voice, so I'm sorry if I do not sound like my normal self, but Jeff, Steve, and I, what's the most professionally appropriate way to put this? We had our share of libations today and had a good time. So it was a lot of fun to be at the ballpark today. Tito 2K happened today. We're going to talk about the milestone and Terry Francona and really kind of talk about how he's been as the Reds manager in this time. TJ Friedl, yesterday I openly, blatantly discussed how they need TJ Friedl to be better. He was awesome today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the bullpen today. We're not going to ignore Nick Martinez. Obviously, Nick Martinez was fine today, but the bullpen today was absolutely awesome, letting everything, ending the first half of the season on a high note. All that and a whole lot more. And of course, I'm going to hear from all of you guys as we discuss a big Reds win today. And I forgot to mention today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. I'm all out of sorts. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So Terry Francona today made baseball history, becoming the 13th manager of all time to reach 2,000 career wins. Pretty awesome. He's only the second active manager to hit 2,000 wins behind Texas's Bruce Bochy. Awesome. And he did it as a member of the Cincinnati Reds, as the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. Now, if you guys all want to go back and relive the era of Terry Francona being hired to the Cincinnati Reds managerial spot, Mark, that's pretty funny. I want to make mention that when the Reds relieved David Bell at the end of last year, I think Terry Francona was the wouldn't it be cool if guy is what I used to always say in my former entity with the Riverfront and Late Night Reds. Could you imagine if Terry Francona became the manager of the Cincinnati Reds? Well, it happened, obviously. And for a guy who has really been through a lot, as far as not just personally, not just baseball wise, it's really cool to see that this happened, not only for him in general as a person, but as a manager of our favorite baseball team. So let's kind of go through this guy's legacy going into today, right? I mean, this is a guy who's got 2 World Series wins, who really probably, if you ask him about his Phillies era, would tell you that it was not ideal. You've heard Jeff Brantley talk about the year he pitched for him in Philly and how bad it was. Goes to Boston, earns the curse of the Bambino, has the most epic comeback of all time. For those who are in my age group, I know Patrick, who's here in every day, or he's around my age as well. I was in high school when that Red Sox team had that run, and they were hard to not really root for. One, I hated the Yankees as a kid. Two, seeing history was pretty unbelievable. He gets removed from that role. Is doing Sunday Night Baseball there for a bit, and if you remember, had to go to Boston with Bobby Valentine as the manager of the Red Sox, sit in the office that he was sitting on the other side of the desk, and watch Bobby Valentine do the job that he did for a long time. Goes to Cleveland, becomes the Guardians/Indians all-time winning manager, which is pretty epic. And then health-wise, walks away from baseball and comes here to Cincinnati and makes history. Now, there's a lot we can say about the managerial job he has done so far as the manager of the Reds, both good and bad. and I'm willing to hear each side of it. So here's what I will say. I don't think he's been perfect as the Reds manager. I think he's done a lot of questionable things. I think his love for Santiago Espinal is a little over the top. But I am very glad he is the manager of this team because throughout the beginning of the year, I often had people come in the chat and they'd say, can you tell a difference between Terry Francona and David Bell? I think now that looks pretty silly, doesn't it? So silly the Rockies broadcast might make fun of it. But with that being said, just the way that he's kind of turned things around for the team as far as creating this culture. Now, they're not where they want to be, right? We're talking about a team who's on the outside looking in right now if the season ended today. It's a team that's only 3 games above 500. It's a team that has a lot of ground to cover still. It's a team that right now they're 7.5 out of division. It's a team that are 3 out of the wild card. I think you can make the argument if David Bell were running this team, they might be further out of the race. I don't think it's coincidental that Elly De La Cruz, with the talent that he's made. Yes, Mark, this is a great way to put it, actually. Thank you. A work in progress. That Elly De La Cruz has become the guy we all thought he was going to be, right? Sure, that was probably going to happen talent-wise, but what he's become as an all-around baseball player, I think Tito plays a part in that for sure. What we've seen from this pitching staff, unbelievable. Just absolutely awesome. Little details. You guys are all talking about the Tyler Stevenson slide today, and that was unbelievable. Like, being in the ballpark, just kind of all of our reactions to it was kind of shocked. Jason, I agree. I do think Elly could steal more, and I think he will as the season goes on. But I also think he's been a lot smarter running the bases. And I will appreciate that because he's still getting a lot of steals. I'm not going to be too disappointed at it. But with Tito, the fact that he got to do this as a manager of our team, as on our home field, in a frustrating overall first half of the first 97 games of the year, pretty awesome. So I want to make sure we didn't let this moment go unnoticed. Congratulations, Terry Francona, on 2,000 wins. I'm glad you did as the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. And, if you want to get that 3rd World Series as our manager at some point before your contract runs out, or if you want to renew your contract and win it, one way or another, we'll all take it and we're all very happy. What's up, True Crime Nut? How you doing today? Saying hi to me. It's nice to see you. Guys, TJ Friedl today. Yesterday, I pointed out that he's been 3 for his last 25. And today, he got the game started off with a bang. We're going to talk about that and more right after this. Have you ever decided last minute to head to a ball game with friends and family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. I used Game Time today. I went down to the ballpark. I met up with Jeff and Steve. We had a great time. We saved money on tickets. We splurged on some extra food. Had a couple drinks, enjoyed ourselves, and it was so nice because Game Time made that so easy for us all. Game Time makes it all possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for exciting games such as when the Reds come back from the All-Star break and they have their first homestand that weekend against Tampa Bay. It's my birthday weekend if any of you guys want to take me with you. Game Time has last-minute tickets and zone deals for savings up to 10% off exclusive zone deals for the FIFA World Cup matchups. Seat views right in the app before you buy so you know exactly where you'll be. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Want to take a minute here to shout out our everydayers here on the Reds Postcast as we have some quality time today after a great Reds win. If you're just checking me out for the first time, like I said, welcome. It's so awesome to see you here. Please be sure to hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after each and every game, but you can get buffoons like this guy, Stephen Offenbaker, hanging out in the chat as well. And also on his show, Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds with my doppelganger known as Jeff Carr. We love doing this show. We love talking about this team, and we love all the content we can bring you guys each and every single day. Steve, It's good to see you, buddy. It's like I just saw you today, right? Let's talk about where this game kind of went in favor of the Reds and where we hit that turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So, how about once again, we're talking about Noelvi Marte reaching on a fielding error that brings a run in. Is this his new thing? Is he the best player in baseball at reaching on error? He might be, because that gave the Reds the lead today, and obviously Spencer Steer in the 7th inning plays add-on. That was pretty awesome. So, pretty great day for the Redlegs. Much needed win, and a lot of fun to be at the ballpark today. Yesterday, guys, if you remember, I pointed out that really, if you look at the top of the order, it's been McLean and Ellie. They've kind of been the guys of late. They've been the ones that have been hitting. They've been the guys who've been taking care of business. They've been the guys who have been setting the tone for the team. I specifically pointed out TJ Friedl has not been the TJ Friedl we saw there for a big stretch of the season. Now, today, he brought us what we've been seeing at the beginning of the year. The guy that we were on here fighting for all-star spots, we said he's got to be an all-star. There's no way you can leave TJ Friedl off there. He's played too well. And then he had this really bad slump there for a couple weeks. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's not an all-star. Do I still think he's been great this year? Yes. Was he great today? Yes. Starts the day off. Nick Martinez gets a 1-2-3 first. Friedl comes out, hits a solo shot to start the day for the Reds. 1-0. Boom. Awesome. And then that wasn't the last of it. Gets another hit later in the game. Draws a walk. The Reds scored 4 runs today. TJ Friedl had 3 of them. I think you know where this is going as far as my final segment. Thought today, what they got from him, absolutely awesome. Made contact in every at-bat or drew a walk, was setting the tone for the team. And you see it. When they get these days from TJ Friedl, things just flip for this team, right? Things are just different from this team. Matt McLean right behind him, 2 hits. Ellie keeps his hitting streak alive against the Rockies going, and his hitting streak alive in baseball in general. Nice. Austin Hayes today, 2 hits. When TJ Friedl gets the game started, this team responds. And I think that's important to note, because if you look at today, he gets that solo shot, and the Reds fall down at one point. 3rd inning, the Rockies take a 2-run lead. They come right back and tie it. And when you get these days like that, I mean, we've seen the Reds fall down, like take a lead and fall down quite a bit this year and not be able to get back up. That's been part of the Terry Francona method, and I think TJ Friedl's played a part in that as well, because he gets these guys going. So having him have a nice day like today, leading into the All-Star break, giving you that good feeling when they get back at Citi Field on Friday. I literally almost said Shea Stadium there, guys. Yeah, Pierre. Connor Joe, that's a name we need to talk about at some point. I'm sure Jeff and Steve will get into that as well throughout the week while I'm off. But excellent day for TJ Friedl. Set the tone for the team with that solo shot and kept it going. And I think it's fair to say, with everything he brought us today, he's the locked-on player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Hey now, Jason. I am 36, all right? Well, 36 in a couple weeks. But yes, I'll be 36 here the 24th. God, that's coming up. So actually TJ Friedl, locked on player of the game. I don't think you could have given it to anyone else today, but apparently Steve fights with me. Apparently Steve told me today that he disagrees with me a lot on the locked on player of the game. So I don't want to discredit Nick Martinez, because I thought Nick Martinez was good today. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. I thought he was good and obviously got the win. But I wanted to put the spotlight for the final segment on the bullpen today, because they were nails. Only giving up 2 total hits, no earned runs, had to cover 4 2/3 today. They were really good. Starts off with Scott Barlow doing an inning, does draw a walk, gets through it, has a big strikeout. Graham Ashcraft comes in for 2/3, takes care of business as well. And, wasn't great today, but got the outs he needed. Tony Santillan comes in for his 175th game of the year. I'm sure he's the guy the most looking forward to the All-Star break. Throws an inning, does give up a hit, does give a walk, 2 big Ks. And then Emilio Pagan comes in and gets his 20th save. Seriously, did you guys think that the final game for the All-Star break, we'd be talking about Emilio Pagan with 20 saves? No way. Had a strikeout in that inning as well. But his ERA is down to 2.93. Emilio Pagan's been silently really good for this team. And it's not something I thought we'd be having a whole big conversation about, but here we are. I think the bullpen has had a lot of up and down. And even today, like Johnny says right here, Santillan struggled but got it done. He couldn't throw a first pitch strike. He needs some rest. Yes, he does. I think his arm is probably bro, we got 4 days off. Sweet. If I were them, I would just let Tony Santillan go to New York himself. I'd just let him go to Queens himself. Land in LaGuardia. Don't worry about the team charter. Just we'll cover the flight. Just you take all the time you need to get there because I'm sure your arm just needs as much time as it can possibly get. Don't report for workout day on Wednesday or Thursday. Just chill and enjoy your time off. But with that being said, the fact that him and Barlow are willing to take the ball as much as they are, I definitely appreciate. But God, those guys need some time off. So I'm really glad they're getting this. And they've been solid. They've been really solid. I think Santillan's definitely been better than his numbers. I mean, it hasn't been as good as his numbers said they are, but has been great for what this team needs. And I think Scott Barlow has had some bad moments for sure. He's had some days where he didn't deliver, but I can't complain about the job he's done through the season. And today was huge as far as that bridge and that gap there as well. Also funny, I forgot to note when Marte had that was a Kyle Farmer error. How about the Farm Dog? No tribute video for Farm Dog, by the way. We were talking about that today. I mean, this guy only led the team in hits and one of the worst Reds regular seasons of all time, right? Jeez, couldn't give him a tribute video. But a great day for the bullpen. And I like I said, I don't want to discredit Nick Martinez today. I thought he was really good. But I thought the bullpen deserves some credit for battling today. And I know a lot of people want to say like they shouldn't play these close games with the Rockies. And I get it. At this point, they hit 50 wins. They're probably tired. You guys are probably tired. I'm sure that they're going to enjoy the win one way or another because it all counts the same way in the standings. And I really appreciate when we do these now that we're scoreboard watching because during the postcast, I get the updates from you guys when I have my phone up for my notes. So right now, Will says that right now the Phillies Padres 1-1 the top of the 7th. So obviously a game to keep an eye on. And I think the Brewers won today. I think the Cardinals are up big right now, if I remember correctly. So, scoreboard watching is always more fun. Oh, I'm sorry. I had that wrong. The Braves are up 3-1 on the Cardinals in the top of the 5th as we're recording. So that's nice. The Dodgers are up 2-0 on the Giants. This might be a good day for the Reds overall. Might be a fun day overall for the Redlegs. So with that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's show as the Cincinnati Reds are victors over the Colorado Rockies today. 4-2 at Great American Ballpark. Your Reds have 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Rockies have 2 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Your winning pitcher today is Nick Martinez. He is now 7-9. Austin Gomber takes the loss. He is now 0-3. And Emilio Pagan picks up his 20th save of the year. Now we get to enjoy a few days off before the Reds take the hill back on Friday in Queens facing the New York Mets. Nick Lodell will be on the hill for the Reds. He is 6-6 with a 3.38 ERA. The Mets are yet to announce their rotation for that series. They start at 7-10. I am going to go out of town with my wife and daughter. I'm really looking forward to a vacation to enjoy my time off. I hope you guys are enjoying everything Jeff and Steve do for you this week. Also, by the way, Jeff and Steve, if you're in the Cincinnati area or you get 700 WLW on iHeartRadio or whatever, they're going to be on Cincy 360 tomorrow. So I know Steve's really excited. Be sure to tune into that if you can. I know that they're going to kill it with Austin there as well. So I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone, thank you so much for a fun weekend. Enjoy the All-Star break. I'll see you all Friday. Go Reds.